Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to work on these beaded watch bands. I think these are just so pretty. They remind me of like the old vintage watches that you'd buy in like in an antique store. And these watch faces are really, really nice. And when we get to the materials list, I'll tell you where I purchased them and how you can purchase them if you're interested in them, but I thought they were really pretty. And then I made this sort of companion bracelet. This one doesn't go with anything yet, but this one here, these two go together. These two are the same stitch. I've just placed the colors on differently, and it comes out different. So this will be the next video. Here, this watch I made with Firepolished beads. This is Bicones. So you really can substitute a lot of different beads for it, but I'm just in love with this black one. This I made for a friend of mine, and I wish it was mine. All right, so I'm going to clear the decks and get a materials list going, and we'll get started. Let's get a materials list going. So I need a watch face. So I purchased these on Amazon, and I was so surprised at how nice they are, so I just want to show them to you. So there were 5 for about, I think it was about $25. And they're really pretty. They're about, well, the smaller ones are about 1 inch, and these are a little bit bigger, maybe 1.25 inches, the round and the square. But I think these smaller ones really will work well for this band. They're very sort of vintage looking. Love them. I mean, they work, and they have a little stop here, a little stopper here so that, the batteries don't die. And they're pretty good quality. I mean, I really don't see anything terribly, wrong with them. And it looks like the backs come off too, so you can even take it to a jeweler, I guess, and change the battery. So I'll put a link down in the description box below the video to see if you're interested, to see if you'll, take a look and see if you like them. I don't know if they'll last. Who knows? They could break tomorrow. I mean, it's very reasonably priced, but they are very pretty, and they remind me of some like little antique watches. All right, so you need some so you'll need one of those 4mm Bicones. I'm using one of these 2mm fire polish beads. This is by Beadsmith. It's the True 2s, and it's faceted. That's going to be for the side here. If you don't have those, you can. I did this with. I replaced the 2mm with 2 11/0s on the side. So, you can do that too. I just kind of like these faceted beads. I think they're so pretty. 11/0 seed beads. You need a clasp. I'm going to do a 2-strand box clasp, stop bead, size 10 beading needle, some 8-pound Fireline. Don't forget to look in the description box for all sizes, colors, amounts of beads, places to purchase, the watch faces, places to purchase beads, anything I forget, any other info that I might have. All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and ring the bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a video. And also, maybe share the video if you have somebody you'd like to share it with. All right, so I'm going to clear the decks and we'll get started. Okay, so thread your needle with about 5 feet of thread, put on a stop bead, and leave about a 12-inch tail. So when you're choosing the watch face to use for your band, so we're doing a pretty thin band here. It's sort of vintage looking to me. That's what I love about these watch faces. So I've picked the smaller faces for this band, for this sort of vintagey looking band. And this one I think will work as well. I like these two better for this, but this is the only one I have, so I'm going to go for it. So, just notice that when you're choosing the watch face and the band together, you want the proportions to be good, and I think these are pretty perfect. Okay. All right. So just a little note there. All right. So I'm going to pick up 3 of my 4mm Bicones. I'm just going to sew through the little end on my band, and then I'm going to make that into a circle by sewing back through all the Bicones, through the band, through the little end on my watch face, like that. So see how I've done a right angle weave unit. Don't worry about the tail thread. We're going to use that a little bit later. So then I want you to sew through this Bicone, And you can actually do that one more time. I want it to be tight up here. I want it to be reinforced really well. We're going to put some seed beads over here between the bicone and this little, the part on the watch face. But I just want to make sure that we have lots of thread going through there. There's lots of room in the bicone, so. And so here I'm going to end up exiting this bicone. Like I said, don't worry about that guy. We'll get to it. This is what I have. I'm going to pick up a 2mm fire polish and 3 of my bicones. Exiting here, yep, we're doing modified right angle weave. Sew through this one. Pull in this direction, this way. Skip the little 2mm and sew through the bicone. Give it a pull. Let's see if I can get my lights a little better. I'm working at night this day, so I want to make sure I have my lights, as clear as possible. Okay. Pick up a 2mm and 3, or have as few shadows as possible. Okay. A 2mm and 3 bicones. Exiting here, sew through this guy. Skip the 2mm, sew through the bicone, give it a pull. Just going to do that all the way down to one side of your watch band is the length that you need. So you just want to you're going to have to put it around your wrist as you go and make sure that it's, coming close to the center minus whatever clasp you're using. All right, so get that done and meet me back here and we'll continue. Coming down to the end of one side. So here I'm exiting this bicone. I'm going to pick up my 2mm and go through here. Just placing these beads on for later. Another 2mm and sew through this one. Okay, so I just have those available for when I put my clasp on. Now I'm just going to put a 2mm in between every bicone. Just like that. Oops. I love these 2mm faceted beads. They're so pretty. Look how sparkly they are. Okay, so do that all the way down, to the end here, and then I'll show you how to turn around here. Okay, coming down to the end, so I'm going to put this last 2mm on. Right there. This is what it looks like. Alright, so now I'm going to turn around. So just don't worry about that other thread right now. So I'm going to pick up an 11/0. I'm going to sew through this part of the watch, and I'm going to pick up another 11/0. What do I do with my 11/0s? Let me grab them. And sew through this bicone right there. So here I put a couple of 11/0s on there, just to sort of protect the thread that's going through this area. So don't worry about, like I said, the other thread. We'll get to that. So I'm just going to advance through this 2mm. Okay, so just get that done and then we'll continue. So now I'm going to pick up 5 11/0s, exiting this 2mm. See if I can pull in a teeny bit more. I'm just going to hop over to this 2mm and sew through that one. So I'm going to zigzag across. I know with the necklace we put an X on, and then, we did the full X, but I'm just going to zigzag across with this. It's going to put a lot of thread in where I really want a lot of thread to make it strong. So pick up 5. Exiting this 2, just sew through this one. Pick up 5. Sew through this one. So just sort of zigzagging my way down. So do that to the end and then maybe back here and we'll Come back. Coming down to the end, so I have 5. I'm going to sew through this one. So that 2 millimeter. I'm going to sew through the bicone, through this 2. I'm going to pick up 2 11/0s. I'm going to sew through number 3 bead of the 5. Pick up 2 11/0s, sew through this guy. So the 2 millimeter. Got my first X on. Pick up 2 11/0s, sew through number 3 bead of the 5. Pick up 2 11/0s, sew through this one. You kind of like push them into place. Just going to do that all the way down until you get to this part, and then we'll continue. Okay, we're back. So I've gone as far as I can go, and it's starting to curve, which is so nice because it's getting sturdy. So here I've gone as far as I can go. I've had my next to last X on. So now I'm going to take the stop bead off of the tail thread, and so I'm exiting this bicone. I'm going to pick up an 11/0, sew through this 11/0, the part on the watch face, and the 11/0 after. Just want to get lots of, seed beads around here. And then so I'm exiting this 11/0, just going to sew through this next bicone, like that. And I'm just going to take this thread and hold it behind me for the moment. And now I'm going to pick up that other thread, which is actually coming out of this 2 millimeter. I'm going to pick up 5 of my 11/0s. I'm going to sew through these 2 and the watch face. I'm going to just turn my piece around. I'm going to sew through the next 2. Like that. I'm going to pick up 2 11/0s. I'm going to sew through number 3 bead of the 5. Like that. I'm just going to hold this other thread behind me, like that, okay? And then pick up 2. I know it's a little like wonky right here, but this, believe me, it's going to tighten up. I'm picking up 2, and I'm going to sew through the little Firepolished bead on the other side, like that. And do you see how that gives it a nice tight connection here? And as I pull it, when I pull it, you're surrounded with seed beads there, so I'm not worried about the thread breaking. So I have my tail thread back there. So at this point, I'm just going to start putting some half hitch knots in. So I'm going to go down a couple of beads. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to, let's see. I'm not sure what we're going to do right now. Maybe we'll just, what we'll do? We're going to just go down the entire length of the bracelet, just through the outside beads. Should be able to get through. Actually, turn it around, just like that, and go through the back. Just go down the whole length. I mean, it's starting to curve at this point, so you might, might only get through a couple of beads at a time. So you might have to alternate between the front and the back to get through all of them. There's plenty of space there. Like that. I guess I'm a little worried about, it being nice and sturdy, so I'm just doing a ton of reinforcing. So you're going to do that all the way down, and then do the same thing with the other thread. Just sew down, just sew down this line of beads as well. And that way I'm going to feel really good about it being nice and reinforced. So when you get to the end, we're going to put the clasp on. All right, so I'll meet you back here for a second. So I find it really easy just to hold it on the side like this, to sew down this line, and just go through the 2mm and the fire polish and the 2mm instead of trying to struggle with, doing it from the top. So just, this is a better angle from the side. That way you can get everybody reinforced. Is this totally necessary to reinforce down here? I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm just worried about it being sturdy enough, being a watch band. All right, so get that done, and then maybe back here and we'll put the clasp on. All right, so actually that worked out very well, and it's nice and sturdy, and I'm feeling good about it now. So here I have 2 threads on now, so we'll start with one. So I'm exiting this bicone. I'm just going to go back and go through that fire polish that's at the end. I'm going to sew through the bicone like that. And then I think I'm going to put on this 2-strand clasp. Pick up an 11/0. Just going to sew through one end of the box clasp. If you don't have the rings facing in this direction, you'll need to put some on. So a really small jump ring you can add on there. Or just, put it on however you can get it on. So here. And I think I added 4 11/0s, but I think maybe 3. I don't know. Should I do 4? We'll do 4. But it may be 3. You may be able to, fit 3 in here better. Or you can even put a bicone in there, put whatever you want. So here I'm going to just sew through the other side if I can get to it. Here we go, like that. Pick up an 11/0 and sew through the other side of the bicone. Like that. If you need to change to a smaller needle, you can. See, this is where I'm thinking that 3 might work out better. So you know what? I'm just gonna stop for a second, and I'm gonna take my needle off. I'm gonna take it out and put 3 in and see how that looks. I like 3 better. So I've just come through. So I put on, the 3, and then 1 here came through the bicone. Coming around again. I'm going to sew through this one. The loop, the 3, the loop. Then I'm going to sew through this one, back through the bicone, like that. And you can do that as many times as you like. So here I'll pop through, to where it feels tight. I'll pop through one more time. So just through all the beads, through the loop, through the 11/0, and now I'm going to start coming down this way. So through a 2mm bicone, 2mm. Yeah, we still have room. And then I'm going to just tie some half-hitch knots here. So here, just catching a thread, popping a knot. Sewing through the bicone and the 2mm, and so on. And then you can do the same thing, just sew this thread in by sewing around, so it's exiting right here. You just want to sew, you can just sew around the bicone at this point, like that, to the other side, and then put a few half-hitch knots down this side. And I think we've got a very sturdy watch band. So all the reinforcing, I hope it doesn't drive you crazy. I apologize for all the reinforcing, but I just really want it to stay. It's nice and sturdy now. I'm not worried about it. Let me pull out. I'm not worried about it staying. Really pretty. I'm going to make it to go with So I'm going to make this bracelet to go with it. I think that's going to be really gorgeous. So let's take a look at the other guys. So we have a lot of partial stuff done here. So here we go, here we go. Here's the other one. Here's the other bracelet. So much fun. Have fun making this. It's simple, but yeah, there are a lot of steps to get it to where, you know, you want to wear it and you want it to be strong. You don't want it to break and everything to end up on the floor. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for this guy. It's coming up. All right, see you soon.